Good evening, classy people. There's hardly a man alive that could pay the mortgage at 3 to 5. I had to say it. Listen, we lost an icon today. One of my racing heroes and fun people that I knew, Mr. Harvey Pack, died July 6th, yesterday. And I would be remiss if I didn't, give him his respect and honor. And me as a young boy, what I've learned from Harvey Pack and my uncles and my dad. I mean, just a fun guy, man. At 10, 11, 12 years old, I listened to Harvey Pack on the transistor radio with my uncle and my dad and their friends. They all would gather around this little transistor radio and dialing in, and every day, Pack at the track, right? And wow, and of course you see my shirt, right? One of the first shirts I got when I started doing this and here at the community, at the channel. And Harvey Pack, wow, back in the early 70s, I was born in 60, so that's about 11, 12 years old. And I would remember my uncles and my dad and their friends every day. They couldn't go to the track, or you couldn't, it wasn't being broadcast, but Harvey Pack would recreate the races on the transistor radio with that 9-volt battery, little square thing, you guys know. And I used to listen, me and my cousin, and we would listen, right? And then, we wasn't far from Monmouth Park, and my moms worked there, and my uncles and them would take us over there. And when we couldn't hear the races, we would get the transistor radio, riding there our bike, listen to Pack at the track, right? Not knowing that we were going to become degenerate horse racing fans, right? And I wanted to give Harvey Pack his due. I really do. And I went and I watched some of the old interviews and with Andy Beyer and those things that Harvey did after he retired in, I believe, 98. And wow, the one thing I took away was, and you guys could appreciate this, is the fun that he made it. And I don't know subconsciously if that was in, I want to have fun, right? I want to make it fun. And wow, it really lightened, it lit me up when I was looking at some of the old footage of Harvey. And he was 94 years young, died yesterday. And he entertained us on the radio, I believe 1972, around 71, 72. He worked for WNBC, I think it's the Fan now, WFAN now, for 2 years on the radio. And that's when we used to listen to him. And then Naira hired him away from them in 74, 75, and he worked for them right up to 1998. When they eventually let him go, everybody was upset. I remember that in 1998 when Naira got rid of, they wanted to go a different direction. And, so that was a sad day when that happened, because we grew up on Harvey Pack, right? As a young boy, you heard me say many times, I've been a player since I was 10. And, wow, so he did radio, TV, handicapping seminar. He hosted handicapping seminars. And like I said, worked for Naira from 74 to 1998. And what made him so unique, everything he did was darn near improv, right? And I don't do it. Everything I do is improv. But everything Harvey do was improv. And he was the typical New Yorker, right? If you knew the typical wise guy of wise guys, right? He was the typical New Yorker with all of his antics and anecdotes and stories and the tales he used to say. He had a ton of anecdotes, right? And it was just so engaging, and racing was so much fun then. You would hear him calling the horse on the lead, and then all of a sudden from the back of the pack, and wow, so those are the good memories for me, 94 years old, Harvey Pack, not a man alive that could pay the mortgage on 3 to 5. And to me, again, we want value, right? And may the horse be with you, of course, right? And I thought it was apropos that we did a little rest in peace to our uh, one of our legends, one of my legends. Okay, got a lot of horses that we love and follow, but Harvey Pack was a legend and one of the first people that brought the excitement. My uncle and them took us to the track and they got to racing for him from the corner store, and they all sat down there on top of the hood or down at the park on top of the hood of the pickup with the transistor radio reading the Bible. They called it the Bible at that point. And that was my introduction, and listening to Harvey Pack. And as we grew older and older, we were already sucked into the game. And wow, so I wanted to say rest in peace. And I learned a bunch from him. And if I didn't learn anything else, that not to take myself real serious, take your handicapping serious, try to make some money, right? And always pick some value out and don't bet a whole lot, and not a man alive, right? That could live on 3 to 5, right? And I thought about Nova Rags the other day when he dropped to 6 to 5, and I had to tell one of the bettors, hey, he wasn't a bet at 6 to 5. The whole point was he was 9 to 2 when we wanted to bet him on the morning line. So not a man alive. And we're going to miss him, his passion, and other than him having fun, I don't know if you know this or not, but go read some articles on him. And this is big for me. Harvey Pack advocated for the underdog. He stood up for the people who was maybe not, as fortunate or whatever, but he advocated for the underdog, even on the racetrack and in the back, on the backside, and the little guy. And he was really a broadcaster, but he was a horse fan. He was a racing fan. He was a gambler like us. He wasn't just a broadcaster. He was a gambler like us. So, he advocated for the small guy, and that I really appreciated about him. And he wasn't a big bettor at all. He wasn't a big bettor. From everything that I read about him over the years, that he wouldn't usually bet more than $80 or $90 in any race, and many times much less than that. But if you haven't, and I know maybe the older people like myself know Harvey Pack, but if you're a racing fan, go and pull up some footage, maybe on YouTube, for Harvey Pack, and see what a legend. This is how we were brought up in the game, the older folks. This is what we had. We didn't have the TV. We had transistor radio, and then when OTB, off-track betting, it wasn't being simulcast, wasn't at the track. So Harvey Pack had to recreate how the race was run on the radio, and we would be dialed in. And it makes me think about when me and my dad used to listen to the Mets. We're a Mets fan, and still to today, I prefer listening to the game on the radio. I could see it better, if that makes any sense, right? I've always listened to baseball games when I was a little boy on the radio. To me, I can see the game. I could play it, and that's how it was with racing. And Harvey Pack brought all of that in, and this line right here, "May the horse be with you," you know what that's from. That's from that Star Wars movie. He replaced it. What a genius. May the force be with you. He removed force and made it his tagline and put horse there. May the horse be with you. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And he did it on the fly. May the horse be with you. That's how he signed off on all of his, I'm getting excited, on all of his TV shows. And after he did that, when he go to sign off, "May the horse be with you," he would take the program and throw it at the camera. And it's the image of a guy or a gal having a bad day at the track at the end, throwing their race book down, you know, or throwing it up at the TV or whatever, right? Harvey Pack was a race guy. He was a gambler. He was a race fan. He wasn't a broadcaster. We have enough broadcasters out there where they toe the line. I'm not one of them either, you know. I'm gonna have a bunch of fun. And Harvey Pack, may the horse be with you, and he throw that program and right at the camera. And I wanted to really honor him and say thank you so much, man. So many great memories. Even it brings it back with my uncles and my dads and all their friends up sitting on the stoop, you know, down there, whatever they was doing, and reading the racing form. And I know I read where he was in the Army, Harvey Pack, and he was stationed out in Fort Dix, New Jersey. And he would sneak out and go to Monmouth Park, to Atlantic City Racetrack and the Garden State, right? And the MPs come looking for him and everything, right? So what a character, what a character. So I wanted to say, hey, Mr. Pack, thank you for so many memories. We'll never be forgotten. And of course, I have your tagline, may the horse be with you, right here on, right? And of course, you know we look for value, Mr. Pack. There's not a man alive that could pay the mortgage at 3 to 5. So once again, rest in peace, Mr. Harvey Pack. We're going to miss you, but you left us with a ton of memories, and we won't ever forget you, right? And I'm going to continue to have a bunch of fun in your name. And this one's for you, Mr. Harvey Pack. May the horse be with you. There you go. And I'm going to throw the other racing form papers right away. Thank you, guys. I thought it was important. Rest in peace, Mr. Pack. One of my heroes and legends in racing. Harvey Pack. May the horse be with you.